Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idle. I get a lot of questions. Yo, Leon, how come you only ever seem to attack the left even though you claim you're down the middle? Well, I'm about to attack the right. You just gotta hold your horses. 9 times out of 10, the right ain't the ones throwing shade at things I love. Video games, movies, they aren't trying to censor that stuff. That was what the right wing was doing in the 90s. They've evolved since then, or so I thought, until we got a load of this Florida dude trying to ban manga in schools. Let's take a look at this. So we got our homie Zach Howard here. Days after the Nashville tragedy, a Florida parent discovered a graphic novel series depicting heroic misfit students shooting their teacher. There are dozens of copies in Hillsborough middle schools. What do librarians think is appropriate for the 11-year-olds? Now, for those of you familiar with manga and anime, you will probably notice something. This is Assassination Classroom, a comedy anime, fine for the vast majority of individuals of whatever age. Probably, I'd say, it's made for like teenagers, like 13 to 17. But if you're reading it at 10, 11 years old, you're probably going to be fine. Little Republican homie Zach Howard goes on to say, full story from the Florida Standard here. Well, let's take a look at it, Zachy boy. Let's see how you guys butcher and denigrate the Japanese medium for your own self-serving purposes. Let's take a look, shall we? Graphic novel depicting students shooting teacher found in Florida middle school libraries. The story describes the low-performing misfit students as heroes for their attempts to kill the teacher. Alright, let's go ahead and lay something out here right away. For anyone that ain't read this or seen this, I haven't actually read it. I've only watched the anime, which the anime is incredible. Not really in my top 10 of all time list, but definitely if you're in the mood for something shonen, a nice refreshing break from the kind of generic stuff we have that does nothing but copy the big three in Dragon Ball. So yeah, watch the anime or read the manga while you still can if you live in Florida. Tampa, Florida. Days after a young woman shot to death 6 innocent people in Nashville school she once attended, one Florida parent discovered a book series in Hillsborough County Public Schools about students who bring assault rifles into the classroom and try shooting their teacher to death. This is so outrageously incorrect. Okay, it's correct on a technicality, but it's correct in the same way of saying, I have something in common with Hitler. I drink water. Yeah, me and Hitler both had to drink water. That don't exactly mean we were simpatico, alright? So, what's this manga actually about? It's about an alien teacher who threatened to blow up the world, is saying, I'm going to blow up the world unless one of these students can kill me. I'm going to train them to be the best assassins ever. And hilarity ensues because it's a comedy. So yeah, it ain't exactly about bringing assault rifles into the classroom and trying to shoot their teacher to death in the most traditional ways. It's not like little 7-year-old Tommy runs into the classroom and says to, oh, Mrs. Jones, time to die today, haha, and pulls like an AK out of his backpack and tries to blow her away like 1920s mobster style. That ain't what's happening. Their teacher's an alien. They're trying to kill their teacher who is training them to kill him. It's a comedy. It's fiction. Let's move on. Assassination Classroom, a popular graphic novel by Japanese artist Yasui Matsui, is available in numerous middle and high schools in the district. Currently, 45 copies from the series are checked out and presumably in the hands of young students. Well, good, that's where they should be. This is the age range it's written for. I'd rather these little, homeboys and little homegirls would be at home reading manga, these little black and white Japanese comics, than out there, twerking on each other and doing all sorts of abhorrent stuff, things that you could learn in the real world or watching, bad television. Like if you're gonna try and censor stuff, fair enough. People are gonna try and censor things. I'm hardcore, I'm die-hard, anti-censorship, but everyone's always going to attempt to censor. But really, attempt to censor a comic book when there's so much worse out there? What's going on? What are you trying to do here? Yeah, these copies are being checked out, presumably in the hands of 45 young students. That's where they belong. This is the age range it's written for. Seriously, I don't like to call individuals boomers. I think that the vast majority of boomers understand more than the internet gives them credit for, but not in this instance. If you can't even tell the point of a comedy manga, you probably don't even know what a manga is. Like a manga, or as some of the uninitiated idiots would say, manga, but that's okay. They're trying. We'll give them a little bit of credit, a little participation trophies. These books, these manga, are literally no different than your kid probably reading Spider-Man or whatever. Y'all right with little Timmy reading Spider-Man? Alright, then ass class is fine too. It's the same age range, same basic concept, except Japanese know how to actually write good stories, unlike modern Marvel writers. The series has been made into a television show. A YouTube video with 8.5 million views provides the following summary of Assassination Classroom. A powerful alien promises to destroy Earth and the only ones capable of stopping this massacre are a class of the worst students in school. Alright, that's a good synopsis right there if you ask me. A powerful alien promises to destroy Earth. Okay, so we have established the threat. And the only ones capable of stopping this massacre are a class with the worst students in school. And now we have our settings and characters we're going to root for. That's a nice little way to wet your whistle, to tease that appetite, to see if you want to pick this book series up, this manga series. It gives you everything you need right here. Threat assessment, characters, setting, intrigue. Boom. Good little synopsis. The students tasked with killing their teacher are referred to as misfits. And yeah, they put misfits in quotes like, oh, it's got some dark meaning. Misfits can mean a whole lot of things. It could be a crappy punk band that everyone wears shirts of, but no one actually listens to because they're not that good. It's just more of a fashion statement. It could be, the straight white male with the AK-47 or AR-15 or whatever that shoots up the schools. He was a misfit. He came in and Columbined everyone because he was a misfit. Yeah, you could use it that way. Or you could use it like the vast majority of folk, like myself, use it, which is anyone that probably had an anime collection back in high school or here on YouTube at one point or another was probably a misfit, like your boy here. It's stating the obvious to say that the theme of this book series is disturbing in light of the prevalence of school violence. Oh, get out of here with that. This series came out in 2012, and it's clearly fiction. While the books have fictitious characters... Well, thank you, article. I beat you to the punch, but I appreciate it. While the books have fictitious characters, the settings are realistic. Oh yeah, the setting is realistic. I remember when I was in 9th grade and my teacher was also an alien that wanted to blow up the world. I also remember the setting in where every single class was assassination oriented, super realistic. Once again, remember my Hitler comparison earlier? This is doing the same thing. Oh, the setting is realistic because there's a few things in common. Kids go into classrooms in both real life and the book, and they sit at desks at both real life and the book. Nothing else is similar. The kids in real life do not take classes on assassination techniques. They don't bring weapons to school unless you're a straight white guy who was bullied and played too many video games, according to Republicans. I mean, then it probably happens. But yeah, no, there's nothing in common. This is not realistic. Julie Gebhardt's, a concerned parent, oh, go F yourself, Julie, is retarded. She got that extra chromosome. She got that little bit of Downs, my little Downs Republican parent friend. Told the Florida Standard, why do we have 70 copies of Assassination Classroom in middle schools? Because it's fine, because these are not bad books for kids. Look, I get it. You wanted to ban books like genderqueer or things that actually taught your kids very explicit, not good things that were genuinely pornographic. But here's the dealio, not a lot of those exist. They are a minority of books, and I'm agreeing with get the books out of there when they're found. Now, that being said, I think the pendulum is swinging too hard in a direction here. You find one or two books that are massively un-okay, and now you're going to be all hawk-eyed, eagle-eyed, looking for absolutely anything that could even be somewhat inappropriate, and now you're just going to get rid of, throwing the baby out with the bathwater. It's making it real hard to defend getting rid of books like genderqueer and whatnot, because yeah, while you want to get rid of things that are actually inappropriate, things that should not be in the hands of children, things that are explicitly sexual and indoctrinating, that sort of stuff is a far cry from a Japanese comic book about an alien teacher. They ain't the same, little Republican homeboys and homegirls. Gebhardts and her husband pulled their children out of the district after they discovered a trove of sexually explicit books available to young students. She has since launched an Instagram page exposing inappropriate books in school libraries. And like I was just saying, I bet there's nothing on this Instagram page that is actually worth it. None of these should have been banned. I bet 2 out of every 10 books actually deserve to get banned. This is not okay. Like, when you jump to book banning, yeah, you took your kids out of school, which I'm honestly kind of understanding of, considering the modern version of whatever education is. But now you're going on this crusade to get other books banned and taken down. Your kids are already out of school. Worry about your own damn kids. Let other parents worry about their kids. You're fine. You took them out of school. You did your part. Now teach them what you want to teach them and move on. This is America. When another parent brought the series to the attention of one school board member on Friday morning, she received a curt response and was told to submit a book challenge. This is America, and we do things through a democratic process, the board member told the parent. The form can be picked up at your school. The book challenge process can take months before a final determination is made, and books remain on the shelf until the process is complete. On Tuesday, the board voted to remove a book from middle schools that teaches students how to use adult hookup apps and techniques for different kinds of sex. And you know what? That should be banned. That's fine. You reviewed that? Yeah, that probably isn't good. Little 11-year-old Jimmy probably shouldn't be learning how to perform fellatio on his older basketball brother Bobby. I ain't saying that things like that should be in schools, but to compare that with Assassination Classroom is bananas of the highest caliber. Like, look, the book challenge can take months. Well, sorry, but they're right, honestly. I gotta agree with the school on this one. You can't just run in, oh, I'm a parent, therefore I get to decide what's banned. I don't like Dr. Seuss because I think rhyming is the devil. Ban the Cat in the Hat. Like, no. We're gonna review this and take a look. Now, should the process take several months? No, probably not. But bureaucracy gonna bureaucracy. So, if you can find a way to maybe speed that up, Speedy Gonzales, that bureaucratic process, I'd appreciate it. We all would. We'd like to get out of here and figure out which books are banned and which are okay by lunch. But until that process is done, you can't just go in and expect to have your way and just get stuff banned because you're a concerned parent. Go F yourself. Alright? Go through the review process, see what can be done to get this taken care of faster, but until then, that's fine. You don't get to have your way. I'm sorry. An entertaining adventure story. School libraries aren't the only ones who thought it was a good idea to give Assassination Classroom to students. The book is recommended for readers as young as 14 on Amazon. I said 13 earlier, 13, 14, there ain't really that big a difference between 13 and 14, so yeah, whatever. Despite this recommendation, HCPS librarians opted to make it available to 11-year-olds in middle schools. Oh, it's available to 11-year-olds. Amazon said 14. Our supreme ruler, Jeffy Bezos, said 14. What will we do if we're not listening to what Amazon says? School, you need to listen to the giant mega corporation. Dude, where's your head at when writing this article, my Republican bro? Like, you're sitting there and talking about how, oh, Amazon says 14, but my 11-year-old had it. Well, first of all, I want you to think about this for a moment. I don't know how it works in Florida, but in the little rinky-dink hick town that I grew up in, there was about 1,000 kids. So the middle school was 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. That's it. That was our middle school, 5th through 8th grade. Well, when you're in 5th grade, yeah, you're probably about, 11 years old, give or take? 8th grade, you're about, 14 years old? So this book clearly is there for, people the 7th to 8th grade range, but it's still all the same school library. It's not like each grade get their own individual library. It's not like, hey, 5th grader, what are you doing in the 6th grade library? Get on out of here, you little scamp. No. So, yeah, these books are clearly for the 7th to 8th graders, but if your little 5th or 6th grader wants to check it out, no harm's gonna come to them. I promise you. Worst thing that's gonna happen is in the next few months, you're gonna walk into their bedroom and see that they've got some sort of cool anime background on their desktop computer. Now that might lead them down a darker route. You might want to have a talk with them, sit them down, realize that hey, ain't no such thing as a waifu for lifeu. You're weird, but whatever. If that ends up being their prerogative, that's their prerogative. Point is, they ain't out there shooting up schools, which is probably a benefit. So. Oh well, they're reading a manga. Move on with your life. A New York Public Library review called the first book an entertaining adventure story ranging from the darkest to lightest comedy that will leave readers clamoring for the next books in the series. And you know what? That's fine. New York Public Library is correct. I assume. I haven't actually read the manga, but I've seen the anime. So replace next books with next episodes in the series, and they're entirely correct. So I imagine the manga ain't exactly too different. A spokesperson for the district did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Look, this is bananas. Look, I get it. I really do, Florida. You want to ban these sexual books for kids. In ways, I will consider that a noble goal. We don't want a bunch of kids just sitting there learning how to suck dick when they're 11 years old. That is a bit too young to learn how to suck dick. Maybe wait till you're 15 or so. That is the prime dick-sucking learning age. Clearly, I'm joking. Don't come after me, FBI or child services or anything like that. I'm joking. Things like this shouldn't be in kids' schools. They really shouldn't. But very, very clearly, this manga is different. You can't compare a comic book series, a Japanese comic book series, to the sexually graphic and explicit things going on that has been found in books and libraries that I do agree needs banned. But that's just my opinions on the matter, so by all means, let me know in your comments down below, or let me know on Twitter, where you can follow me at BoltTheWord. I am a nerdy news channel. I do nerdy news every day, except when I'm reviewing video games. Check out my Resident Evil 4 review. It's pretty fantastic, if I do say so myself. And until next time, please do subscribe. We're almost at the 700 subscriber mark. I could not have gotten this far without you, so thank you so much. And this has been Words of Paradise.